Hi everyone. I'm going to try another camera. This isn't my best camera, but I'm still having a lot of tech issues, so I'm using the one right in the computer. So forgive me for the quality, but if it doesn't come out choppy and out of sync, then it's a good video and it's going up. It's been a little frustrating, and I can't imagine buying another piece of equipment when I have, like, two cameras, well, three options if you include my phone, and it all just comes out crappy. So I kind of feel like sometimes I'm doing a video and spirit saying no, not that one. So, like, change the topic. I don't know. Anyway, so I thought today I would talk to you about an interesting topic that I find, and that's what to get a cancer patient. Because at one point or another, every single one of us will at least know someone who has cancer or another devastating illness. That it's human nature. We want to do things for people. That's just who we are. I think the worst thing you can just say is, can I do anything for you? Because, we're all going to say, no, that's okay, that's fine. So instead of that, just do it. Just do something. Just say, I'd like to do this or I'd like to do that. Which one would be best? So if someone has, for instance, a GoFundMe account, that's great. I mean, medical bills suck. They do. And it just all interferes with work and bills. And so it's a big help. However, perhaps you're not in a position to do that. There are other things that you can do that won't break your bank. One of the least expensive things you can give that probably mean the most is giving your time. If you are a friend or a relative that's local, then plan a visit. Don't just show up, by the way, because we have some crappy days. You know what I mean? And it's not going to be as appreciated as a planned date will. And on your way over, just ask them, would you like me to bring a coffee, or I'm going to stop here? Would you like that? Do you need anything to eat? That's all good. And it's pretty obvious. Those are pretty obvious things. But a lot of people don't realize what people will appreciate the most. And sometimes it's the littlest things, like extravagant gifts. No, nobody really needs that. And that's not necessarily going to bring the comfort that they're looking for. Giving time means, I personally like to feel normal. I want to hear about your kids. I want to hear about your job. I'll be happy to talk about my health and give you an update, but I want to feel as normal as possible. And I don't think I'm alone in that, because this is an abnormal time. And so the familiar is going to bring comfort. And even if you have problems, don't worry about dumping those down. It makes someone else feel needed, and, treat them like you would if they were healthy. That's all I can say. So, as far as what not to give, it doesn't cost you anything, but it's not going to be appreciated. Advice. If you have had the same devastating illness, if you have walked that path, then any kind of tips and advice is appreciated, especially in the early stages. I could talk all day with someone who has had my particular cancer or has been on chemo. I could trade tips and things like that, and that's great. I find that conversation priceless. I don't value what people have heard and that you should try this or you should try that. They haven't looked into the research, number one, or they may not be getting it from the best place. And I will say this also, it throws a little bit of a doubt in a treatment plan that someone might already have with a doctor they trust. So, if you're going to give advice, come from a place of actual experience, Otherwise, you could maybe just slip something in, but don't stick on that and don't push. Okay, now let's go back to things that would be more appreciated. As far as monetary, other than, a donation, um, when times are tough, I would say food's very comforting, right? So if you're local, plan a meal. But make sure you ask them what their dietary needs are, because even if you knew what they were before their treatment, they may have additional restrictions, or their taste might change. When I was on chemo, nothing that I liked before tasted good anymore, and I had particular cravings. So that's good to think about. The other thing is, if you're going to bring a meal, bring it in something disposable. Don't put the pressure on them to have to return a casserole dish or something back to you. The other thing is, one thing that I didn't like through this journey is all the appointments and all the doctors and all the testing, and on average 2-3 times a week for months. So one thing that might be appreciated is a gas card. Or if you can give them a ride somewhere, just say, I'd like to spend the time with you. That would be great. Some people can't drive themselves for a while. But a gas card, or even an Uber gift certificate. And I want to backtrack about the food. Grubhub was a really, really good gift that I appreciated, because there are just times nobody wants to cook, so there's a lot of things that people just don't want to feel like doing anymore. And maybe you're close enough to them that you can say, let me clean your house. Personally, I don't know, I feel comfortable with that, but that's just how well you know somebody. In any case, so I think that just thinking about the comfort level of anything that makes somebody feel comfy, cozy, or puts a smile on their face is absolutely going to be a hit. One of my favorite gifts was a cozy blanket. I got 2 of those actually, and I appreciate both of them. I also got fuzzy socks. Anything that you would think is going to make them comfortable, because they might spend more time in bed or on the couch, just lazing around, because that's all sometimes people can do during treatments, especially. And if not even treatments, just the disease itself creates that environment. People end up sleeping more on average. And flowers. Yeah, they don't last, but they will put a smile on somebody's face. And consider doing that like a couple of times, because enough time goes by and people get used to people's disease, and they kind of like just drop out a little bit. And so keeping that momentum going, because people need more strength as time goes on, and that's going to pump them up, if you understand what I mean. Just keep them motivated, because eventually we get a little tired. We get tired of fighting, or we get tired of the treatments. And I'm not saying that everybody gives up. It's just that, just give them, it's kind of like this is a marathon. And if you can be at a checkpoint, cheering them on, that's very important. Okay? Because everybody wants to do everything at the beginning, because, we've just heard about it. But not everybody hangs in there. And let's see, flowers, gift baskets, favorite snacks. Maybe some really great snack or something unique that they really like. And as I said, maybe they don't have the taste for it at that moment, but it probably will come back. I know mine did, and then I just started eating like an idiot. Now I've got a couple pounds to take off, but some of that was a side effect of a medication. But I'll own up to a couple of those pounds. in any case, yeah, grazing. But in any case, sometimes you need a little comfort food. That's fine. The favorite snacks and don't have anything to do with casseroles. Um, so the other thing is greeting cards. That doesn't cost much. Mail them a greeting card. It's really nice to get something other than medical bills in the mailbox. It really is. And that's sort of like the thing that they'll open first because they need that courage to open the medical bills. Um, I'm lucky enough that, the insurance is good, but not everybody is that lucky. And it's not like I don't have bills because of it. I just know that when I went through the cancer 20 years ago, um, I had to go on a payment plan with like everybody, and it really brought me down. I mean, I'm keeping up with what I have now, but I wasn't able to do it then. Everybody's in a different financial position. So think about those things. Think about the things that will just cheer them up, even if you can't give them money, and that's perfectly fine. Just give them your love, okay? So I hope that's helped. And with that said, I'm going to close. If you have any questions or comments on this video, please make sure that you comment below and subscribe and like it. I appreciate it. I really do. So be blessed. You are blessed. I feel blessed. I honestly do. And have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in your life. Okay. Bye.